Niners are entering Arizona as 5.5-point underdogs. Arizona, otherwise known as their second home in a COVID year. Going into this game, the big storyline out of Niners land is going to be that Jimmy Garoppolo suffered a calf strain in the Seattle game last week, meaning that Trey Lance has the opportunity to start. It seems like it's trending in that way. I would be surprised if Trey Lance is not the starter, given that Jimmy Garoppolo, after the game in his press conference, was saying he was expecting to miss multiple weeks. The Niners have a bye in week 6. It would make a lot of sense to sit Jimmy Garoppolo in this spot, even if you do plan on bringing him back after the bye week. Trent Williams is day-to-day currently as well. But the Niners do have a little bit of relief coming in. They do have K'Wan Williams and Josh Norman potentially coming off the injured list, which would be a huge boost for them because you need all the cornerback help you can get against this Arizona team that features AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk. They do have potential to get Elijah Mitchell back, which would also be huge because the running game hasn't quite been there for San Francisco. As far as the Cardinals go, they're coming off a huge victory. Obviously, we didn't expect much from them going into that game in Los Angeles against the Rams. And then they just absolutely kicked the Rams' ass. The Rams didn't even look like they should be on the same field as the Cardinals last week. I'm doing it again. I'm going back to the well. I'm picking a letdown game for Arizona. I just feel as though the momentum coming off of that game against the Rams, they put all their chips into that. They have been a little bit of up and down team throughout the season. If you just look at how they started off against the Titans, then what they did against the Vikings, starting off slow, going against the Jags, they were inconsistent, kick the Rams' ass. And then I think coming back home to face the Niners, this is where I really start to question a guy like Cliff Kingsbury. And if you're Kyle Shanahan, this is your opportunity to prove that you're not the 4th best coach in that division, because right now it's clear Sean McVay and Pete Carroll are running circles around you. So at bare minimum, beat up on Cliff Kingsbury. This is what you need. You already have the 4th best quarterback situation in the division. You can't have the 4th best coach in the division as well.
So you are rolling 49ers straight up in this game. I like the idea with that one. And I picked your 49ers last week, which disappointed me a little bit. I just can't get the Seahawks right at this point. I'm just petrified to pick the Seahawks games because it's just so hard. I will take the Arizona Cardinals in this one. And the reason is I just don't know what to do with the 49ers offense right now, because you mentioned, obviously, we think Trey Lance is going to play. Like, Jimmy Garoppolo's injury was apparently like a weeks long thing. They just didn't want to put him on IR. Jimmy said that he is like hoping to play this week, which seemed a little bit much given that the word had been it was like a 4-week type of injury. And I learned just now they have a bye next week, so that would add more reason to that. I do think, though, like, it's tough because you don't want to stunt the growth of the young guy and like have him go back to the bench after Jimmy comes back. So like similarly to what the Bears did today with Nagy, saying that Fields is our quarterback and he's our quarterback going forward, which is probably what he should have done immediately after Dalton got hurt. But now they've committed all the way through. I think the 49ers are going to have to get there at some point with Trey Lance, whether it's during the bye week or not.
It depends what the Niners want to do for the rest of the year. Do they want to compete in 2021, or do they want to push the can down the road to the future and go for 2022 with Trey Lance? Because if they win this game, then you're looking at being 3-2. Let's say they get lucky, and I think this would be the best case scenario. Seattle beats the Rams. Now you have that kind of mix of 3-2 at the bottom of the division again, with the Cardinals being 4-1, but you beat the Cardinals. So they have an opportunity to still be in that playoff mix. Do you think that Jimmy Garoppolo gives you the best chance at 2021? Like, honestly, I do, because the second half against the Seahawks, Trey Lance didn't look particularly good or didn't look particularly ready. We've seen a lot of bad rookie quarterback play. I think in 2021, Jimmy does give the best opportunity to win, but obviously it's coming down to health. We're seeing another year in which Jimmy Garoppolo is hurt, and he said he felt like he got stepped on. Apparently, according to reports, he didn't get stepped on, but you can obviously feel that sensation if something gives in your calf. Yeah, I think that they would be forgiven if they started Jimmy after the bye week just off that. Let's say if Trey Lance doesn't look that good. If Trey Lance comes in and just dominates against Arizona, then of course they're not looking back. Then that's where you're in that almost 2012 49ers mode where it was Alex Smith versus Colin Kaepernick. Do you go with the guy who just got Wally pipped and Alex Smith? Or do you go with Colin Kaepernick, who's this flashy, new, exciting piece to your offense?
You know, what's interesting is the 49ers didn't get any help against the Seahawks when Trey Lance had to play the second half. Because you look at his stats, he was 9 for 18, which is not great. Like, it's 50%, but he had, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a QBR over 100. And then you remember that one of those was a 75-yard touchdown to Deebo Samuel that, and I'm not joking about this, was the worst blown coverage I have ever seen watching football. That was just terrible. Like, Lance underthrew Samuel. He stopped, caught the ball, and Samuel still was 15 yards ahead of the defender. It was just an awful blown cover. Some people want to blame Jamal Adams. It's really Sidney Jones's fault. Zone defense is tough because if someone does blow a coverage, you're just technically supposed to blow your own coverage and just follow the person, which is never a great system when things break down, is just you have to do something wrong. But even then, blown coverage, awful. It's going to inflate Trey Lance's stats significantly. I don't know what to do with that. So outside of the quarterback situation, because we got a little sidetracked there, but I like having the Jimmy G Trey Lance conversation because it's unlike anything we've seen in the last decade. Even the offense at large, like Sermon's going to be there. Elijah Mitchell is going to be healthy, which I don't like either of those options as running backs. Like, I know we all believe in the 49ers system can turn anyone into 100-yard rushers. Trey Sermon had 89 yards last week, so it's not like it was terrible, but it felt like they weren't really doing anything effectively running the ball against the Seahawks, who are not a very good run defense. So even with Mitchell back, I still have concerns about the run game. Trent Williams was battling injuries last week. Kittle's been battling injuries most of the season. I know it feels like a broken record because the 49ers are always battling injuries, but I do have concerns on the offensive side of the ball. And
Robbie Gould on IR.
Yeah, that was a weird situation.
We have a kicker now on IR. What the hell?
That was so weird watching the afternoon window and just seeing Wishnowski out there kicking. I was like, what? Why is Wishnowski in the game? What happened to their kicker?
Pre-game warm-ups got Robbie Gould. Man, no one is safe. I don't know what's in the air, what's in the water there, but no one is safe. Fire the whole training staff. Just get it out of the way. Do it again. It worked in the Super Bowl year. Now, I think the biggest injury for the Niners is going to be what happens with Trent Williams. If Trent Williams is out this game, it almost makes me want to go back on my pick. I'm putting on the recorded tape here, so I'm not doing that. But still, if Trent Williams is out, then you have Chandler Jones. You have J.J. Watt, who has 0 sacks this year, but that could change very quickly if the offensive line is depleted. So we are separated in this respect as well.